What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Why does it say I've been live for 49 seconds? That is weird. Hold on. Let me check here. That's weird. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Started streaming less than a minute ago. Okay. All right. Sorry, we are not in my usual setup. Clearly, I'm on vacation. But hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully, I guess it's the end product is really what matters. It doesn't really matter right now. But anyway, we're going to talk about the newest episode of The Mandalorian. What's going on, Bernardo? Yo, what an episode. Yeah, dude, what a great episode. And we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into some of the really great things about this episode, and why I think this might be my favorite episode of The Mandalorian ever. I've said that a lot this I've said that a lot this season, and I feel like I really mean it with this episode. So we're going to get into all of that. I'm going to try to keep it. The first half is going to be non-spoiler. I also had to go downstairs to a different area because people upstairs haven't watched it yet. My wife did watch it. I watched it twice already. I'm going to watch it a third time probably later tonight. But anyway, this episode sees our heroes finally confront Moff Gideon. They finally have gotten to his cruiser. They know exactly where he is. And now it is time to get the team assembled and go ahead and try to rescue Grogu, Baby Yoda. Now, it starts off with them and ending up capturing the scientist or the doctor who is there to try to, that we saw from season 1, Dr. Pershing, who is trying to really get this whole cloning process underway, and be able to kind of test the blood of the child. And they're on their way to this location to where Moff Gideon and this Imperial base is in this cruiser. And you see them, they capture Pershing, which was a phenomenal opening, by the way. Probably my favorite cold opening so far of the entire show. Really, really tense opening with some really great moments. And it was something that was also not just kind of, brushed aside. It wasn't something that was supposed to be taken in some type of light context. This is actually kind of setting up the stakes for what we're going to see moving forward. Holy smokes, also possibly my favorite episode. That's awesome, Bernardo. That's awesome, dude. I loved it so much. But so then you get the credits. The episode's called The Rescue, which, that can only mean one thing. They end up going, they find Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks's character, which I don't know what her character's name is, to be honest with you, because she's really not that important, if I'm going to be honest. But they go to Bo-Katan and Boba Fett and Sasha Banks's character kind of have a little bit of a wrestling match, which was kind of interesting, kind of dumb. It was kind of throwaway, to be honest. You see that little tense moment between them. You see that they don't respect him because he's not valiantly wearing the Mandalorian armor, and he's not really a Mandalorian. So you can see that there are some of these moments here where the episode just has those times where it's not necessarily completely fleshed out, nor is it necessary. Before I continue any further, though, I want to talk about I want to go over my non-review section of this video. I kind of just realized I was just kind of throwing stuff out there. But anyway, what I thought about this episode, possibly the best episode of The Mandalorian yet, possibly my favorite as well. It's so good. It's so riveting. This is exactly what we wanted. It's action-packed. It's action-heavy. And yet there's so much revealed in this episode that you really have to have a spoiler type of banner if you're going to talk about spoilers, because people need to experience this for themselves. They can't really be forced into seeing people post spoilers. And unfortunately, I've had friends already reach out to me talking about how they've been spoiled because of thumbnails for YouTube videos and people on Twitter and stuff. And I feel really, really terrible about that. And I do apologize if you were spoiled. And if it does kind of make you not want to watch the episode, please watch the episode because it's still worth it. There's a lot revealed in this episode, and I think that the reason why a lot of things are revealed in this way is because they're trying to set up context for the future of not just the Mandalorian in the show, but also the spin-off series. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, especially specifically, especially the ending. Yes, the ending is spoilerific. So anyway, that's kind of my non-review section of it. Phenomenal episode, best episode of the season. This is the season finale we have dreamt of from the beginning. A lot of my theories that I said could happen happened, but also things that I didn't expect also happened. So anyway, so that's all good. But let's kind of now go back to what we were talking about before with kind of where we are in the story. So Bo-Katan, she's a part of the team, and they have Cara Dune, and they also have Finnick, who I love. I love this character of Finnick so much. Finnick Shand is so cool. You have Boba Fett, you have Mando, and you have Sasha Banks' character. And it's kind of a small team, like a ragtag bunch, but all of these people are very influential in the story so far and what they've been able to accomplish with Mando and with the child in particular. So they've all had those experiences. They understand how important this is for Mando and for everyone involved. So Bo-Katan obviously does it because she wants the Darksaber, obviously. That's her only intention. You kind of start to see, you peel back the layers, you kind of see that she is very selfish. It's all about her. And I didn't really get that the first time. I like Bo-Katan, but she's very selfish in a way. She only really cares about ruling Mandalore. And I guess I get that aspect of it, but I don't like that direction for the character because they make her in a way not sympathetic at all, and you don't want to root for her in a way. So anyway, they get aboard the cruiser, and they end up storming the base. They basically kill everybody, every stormtrooper, every officer, everybody. Mando goes alone. They kind of go in two different teams. Mando ends up finding the jail cell where they've been keeping Grogu, or the child, and he ends up going inside after taking out the guards, and he sees Moff Gideon holding the Darksaber to the child, and that was a very interesting moment. It was kind of tense. I knew it was kind of setting up a false sense of relief, because you knew that Moff Gideon was not actually going to put his saber away. He was actually going to attack Din Djarin. He was going to attack the Mando, and we all knew, like, I knew that was going to happen. There's no way he was just going to give up like that. But he tells him, hey, this saber that I have, this is power. This represents something bigger than what she's leading you on to believe. And that Darksaber is going to play a crucial role in the next season. And I didn't really think it was going to play that big of a role in season 2, but it has in quite a bit of different ways. So anyway, like I said, he's holding the child hostage essentially with the Darksaber, threatening to strike. Mando and him strike a deal where Mando will take the child because that's all he wants. And Moff Gideon can keep the Darksaber because he doesn't care about it. And they want to go on their way. And then when Mando goes to pick up the child, he strikes him with the Darksaber, and then a battle ensues, which we all saw with the Beskar staff. It was awesome. It was a really, really great battle. He ends up defeating Moff Gideon in battle, but he spares his life, which of course it's going to happen. They got to set up Moff Gideon. They got to keep that character going because he's such a good character. And then he comes back with, the child and Moff Gideon, and he's holding the Darksaber, and he has, the saber is ignited and everything. And Bo-Katan gets upset because you find out the revelation that the saber has no power to it itself. It's the story involved that has the power. And with the Darksaber, our Mandalorian, Din Djarin, now has the right to the Mandalore throne. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. I did know that before, so it's not like a different revelation, but I didn't think that they were going to go that route. So anyway, Mando's trying to give it back to Bo-Katan, but she can't because she has to defeat him in battle, yada, yada, yada. So then we see all of these Dark Troopers, which Mando did beat one of them. All these Dark Troopers come, which was a really awesome scene, by the way. And you hear that tense music as it kind of bumps up. And Moff Gideon just has that evil smirk on his face, and he says, "You had trouble with one. Imagine a whole fleet of dark troopers." And they all come, and then you see one lone X-wing fly in to the hangar bay. And at that moment, I knew that the theory that I had before was right, but I was also confused. I was like, that is who I think it is, or am I just missing something here? And you see the green saber, and you see the hand with the glove and one without it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I said this a couple weeks back. I said, I think that there's a very real possibility that Luke Skywalker could come in to play at the final episode of the season. I said that. Now, I didn't think that that was going to be the real case. I didn't think that that was actually going to happen. I was thinking it was going to be Ezra like everyone else, but that wasn't the case. And he just starts whipping down these Dark Troopers. Amazing choreography as usual, in a very symmetrical way of having him come onto the scene like they did with Vader in Rogue One, where it's basically the yin and yang, the father and son, which was really, really cool. I love that foreshadowing and the symbolism behind those shots that are choreographed perfectly. And so he comes for Grogu. And I knew that when his X-Wing landed, the first thought in my mind was, that is Luke Skywalker. But then I was also like, no. But then I was like, it is. It solidified my thoughts. He pulls up the hood, and you see a CGI Luke Skywalker face, which some people are complaining about. I don't really care. It was an awesome moment. I don't care really. I mean, it made sense. Yeah, I kind of wish that they would have just cast Sebastian Stan, but it's whatever. And Luke, tells him, "Hey, look, I want to take the kid with me. He's so powerful, but he needs a master. He needs someone to train him." And then you get to see the beautiful moment that made me tear up. I had tears in my eyes as Pedro Pascal's face is revealed to Baby Yoda for the first time, Grogu, and you realize that it's very hard for him to part ways, and you don't know what the next adventure is going to be with these two characters or the next time they see each other, but you see that relationship, you see that impact that they both have had in each other's lives, and it's just beautiful. I mean, it's a gorgeous scene. You see R2 come in, clearly R2 and Grogu were friends before, and they know each other, and that was really, really touching, and he goes off with Luke Skywalker. And then we get the post-credit scene with Boba Fett going to Tatooine and killing the bounty hunter, or really actually the overworld crime boss at the time, who was the assistant to Jabba the Hutt, and he kills him. And now Boba sits on the throne, and now he is the crime boss in a way, which symbolizes a new era for his character and also for Finnick. And then they introduced the idea that the Book of Boba Fett is coming out December 2021. Now, there's a lot of thoughts. I've heard a lot of different things from people. What does this mean? Does this mean that this is taking over season 3 of Mando? Does this mean that it's going to be its own separate thing? And I want to talk. I'll talk a little bit more about that probably in a future video. I don't know if I'm going to talk as much about it in this video because this is more of a review and like my overall thoughts. But I will say that I think that it will probably be its own separate thing. I don't know necessarily, and who knows? I have no idea. They'll come out with some announcement at some point. Is it going to be chapter 3? I don't know. There's a lot of interesting, weird, delicate things here. I could also see them making an argument saying this will be chapter 3, and then we pick up back on Din Djarin and Grogu in chapter 4. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting what they're going to do moving forward of this show. But those are the things that happened in this episode, and I absolutely ate it up. I loved it. There was, like I said, there were some moments that were kind of tiresome, like with Boba Fett and Bo-Katan's sidekick fighting. Essentially, the two sidekicks were fighting, which was kind of nonsense in a way. You don't really get to see a lot of Boba Fett in this episode, actually, and I feel like he's kind of always been in the shadows. I do like that aspect of him going back. But at the same time, I have some questions about that because it's like, why would he want to go back to that type of life? That's what got him in the Sarlacc pit in the first place. So there's a lot of things to open up about, and I'll probably do like some type of live stream. Maybe bring on a couple of my friends, Chris, Nate, Trevor, maybe Nicholas. We'll see. I'm going to try to figure something out so we could talk about Mandalorian and talk about like what our future predictions are and stuff, and all that glorious, glorious stuff. Probably after the holidays and maybe even in January. But overall, this was a phenomenal episode, a great season finale, a great cap to an amazing season of The Mandalorian, and I absolutely loved it. Like I said, maybe my favorite episode of all time of this show. It's so, so, so good. The revelations are great. The action is action-packed. The dialogue has meaning. The emotion is there. Like, I was just swelled up in tears last night when I watched it at 1 o'clock, at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I finished the episode. So those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? All in between. Let me know down below in the comment section of this video after the fact what you guys thought about it. Yeah, I'm gonna get to your comments here, Bernardo. Like I said, we're gonna talk more about Mandalorian. We might even do like a whole season. Like we'll definitely talk about some of this stuff in a future video. I didn't want to emphasize so much about the Book of Boba Fett because there's so much unknown with that. We don't really know what is going to happen. We don't know if this is taking precedent over Chapter 3, if this is going to be Chapter 3. Like we don't know. So we'll see. I don't know if I could see them doing 2 Star Wars shows at the same exact time. I would love it, but I don't know if they would do that. And the only reason why is because it's almost like it's kind of this in the same argument as doing a Marvel, having an MCU movie and a Star Wars movie out at the exact same time. It's like you're kind of, there's like you're like conflicting interests right there by having 2 of your big properties, your 2 big tent poles fighting it out to get against each other. Now, granted, this is TV, so this is different, but I don't know if they would do that really. Now, I could see something where they decide Chapter 3 of The Mandalorian comes out maybe in the summer, and then 4 or 5 months later they do the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know though. There's a lot of questions that we have on that, and I don't know if we're going to get answers right now because not everyone has seen the episode. But I say give it a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. Let everything kind of simmer down. Let everyone get an opportunity to watch this season, watch the season finale, and I think they're going to have more answers for us moving forward. I would be okay, to be honest with you, if the next season of Mando is focused on Boba Fett, gives us a little bit of a break from Din Djarin, because I think there is going to be some type of time jump that's going to happen with the next season of our Mando that we know with Din Djarin and Grogu. I think that there will be some time passed. I don't think that this is the end of either character. I think we will see these characters in future adaptations, and who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I have no idea. All I know is that what they did this season was incredible. We had 16 amazing episodes of Din Djarin and Grogu's story. If this is truly the end of their story together, what a way to end it. And it is sad, but at the same time, I believe that we will see these characters again. There's no doubt in my mind in what type of form they do that. And we'll see. And I mean, they could just do season 3 of Mando and it's the kind of the continued story. And we'll talk all about that. I do have some theories about, what happened to Grogu. Where is he after, what we know is to be the fall of Kylo Ren, things like that. We'll kind of get into all of that in a later video, like I said, but I wanted to kind of just keep this specific to my review, my thoughts. And I like to make these videos not super long, like 20, 25 minutes maybe. But I do like filming these live. And this is the last one of the year, which is sad. The next time we will be doing this, I will not be doing this for WandaVision, to be honest. Oh, no, I'll probably be doing this for WandaVision. What am I talking about? I will be doing this for WandaVision. I'm not going to get nearly as in depth or, nearly as kind of intent as I was with Star Wars. But we'll do WandaVision. We have WandaVision coming up. We have Cobra Kai season 3, which is going to be amazing, which I will be reviewing the entire season as a whole in one video. And like I said, we'll do WandaVision next, and then we'll do, you know, some of the other Star Wars shows that are coming out as well. So yeah, and some of the other MCU shows as well. So we'll continue to have this, and this is the last Mandalorian review video until I do like some type of big live stream with like some of my friends and stuff next month. Anyway, I'm so excited and look forward for the next chapter of The Mandalorian in the future, leaving more to open and knowing nothing what's going to go but necessary. Yeah, I agree. I'm like very excited for the future because I don't know what they're going to do, and that's kind of an exciting premise to me. I really like having that where who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's next in this story. I feel like there's going to be some story with Bo-Katan and Mando and their feud over, you know, Mandalore and stuff like that. That could all be very interesting to me, and maybe we don't see Grogu for a while. I was not expecting it, but it blew my mind. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. It was a crazy moment. I was very happy because it made sense. Like I said, I theorized a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was going to be Ezra possibly too because that's what everyone else was saying, and it made a lot of sense because they were bringing back a lot of Rebels characters and Clone Wars characters. So I was like, yeah, they'll bring back Ezra. But I also said like I would not be surprised if Luke Skywalker showed up, and he did. And I theorized it, and I didn't think that was going to be the case, but I was right in a way. So it's kind of crazy. The music is so beautiful. Yeah, the music of this episode was incredible. It really harkens back to a lot of original trilogy Star Wars. That's why, like, when they get into the hangar bay, I didn't talk about the scene in particular, but when they get into the hangar bay at first and they're getting out of the ship, that harkened back to OG Star Wars goodness with the OG trilogy. That was so cool to see. They had like a lot of those moments that really tie in really well to the original trilogy of Star Wars, which is something that I obviously love. It's the best trilogy of all time. So to be able to see that and to hear the music accompanying alongside this episode was just incredible. Ludwig Göransson, he is the future of Star Wars, I think. I think that he is going to be that next composer to kind of step into the shoes that John Williams left, which no one could ever be John Williams. I'm not saying that he's going to be, but what he's been able to do with Mandalorian has been really riveting, and it's been really, really good to see that. And you could obviously tell that he's very passionate about it. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. I like to keep these as short as possible. I don't try to, like, you know, go over too much and inflate this and everything. Usually this is kind of something that I like to do for viewers after the fact. But anyway, again, let me know your guys' thoughts on this episode down below in the comment section of this video. Bernardo, thank you so much for being here. Anybody else who stepped in, I'm so grateful that you guys came. Make sure you say hi in the chat so I know who you are. And thanks, guys, so much for an amazing season of reviews on The Mandalorian. I look forward to this every single end of the year, talking about Star Wars in December. It's a lot of fun, and you know, we have next year, so we'll be back talking about Star Wars very, very soon. If you are new, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button, being a part of this community. We're so close to 500 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope we can get there very, very soon. Also, consider hitting that like button and liking this video. It would definitely mean a lot. And if you're watching after the fact, which most of you are, thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given me. It really is amazing. Yeah, I agree, Bernardo. What a great way to end the year. And have a great night, Bernardo. Thank you so much for being here. What a great way to end the year. This was everything I wanted, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter in The Mandalorian. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. May the Force be with you always.